So in my continuing series where I'm talking to my friends who are living abroad, I'm going to talk today with my very good friend Carrie, who's living in Brazil. And the interesting thing about Brazil is it's now the last country, or Brazil has the last world leader that's still denying that the whole coronavirus is a thing. So hi, Carrie, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm really, really great. So I guess my first question is, how is life right now in Brazil? So explain where you are right now, what part of Brazil, and then what's life like?
So I live in Brasilia, Brazil, which is the capital city. I live in like the main, um, they call it a plane, the main plane, because it's set up to look like an airplane from the sky. But yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's just really quiet. There's not anything to do. Like the restaurants and bars are closed, but we can still go to like the supermarkets, like local markets. There's like people outside like working out and stuff, but it's pretty quiet. Um, but it's pretty easy. I feel pretty like lucky because I see people in the States who don't have access to like necessities at the grocery stores. And that's never been a problem here. It's pretty calm at the grocery stores. You can get whatever you need. There's not very many people out.
So you didn't
So
have like any mad hoarding or anything going on when this whole thing kicked in?
no, not at all. People just like stayed home. You can get your groceries delivered. I think a lot of people do that. But there's not people out at the grocery stores. They're not taking stuff. It might have to do with the economy. Like Brazilians can't afford to buy all that food, like to buy all that stuff. They don't have the money to buy it anyways. So
Bing, that was loud. So there's a stay home order right now in Brazil.
yeah, I've been home for 29 days. So they told us on March 11th, I think, that my school told the teachers that we had to stay home. And we are told that we're going to be out of school at least until June 1st. So yeah, we've
Oh
just been
wow,
hanging out.
wow, that's so you've had 16,000 confirmed cases, and then your guys are approaching 900 deaths. So how do people look at that? Are people generally scared? The people that live in Brazil, how are they reacting to this? Are they scared? Are they taking precautions? Are they like, this is annoying? Clearly you guys don't have the most, but you guys have quite a few.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, I think some people are taking it seriously, but I think that some people are seeing it more as like the people who I've talked to, like my young friends, they think that Brazilians think that it's just everyone's going to end up getting it, so they're not really too concerned about getting the virus. That's kind of how they see it. The older people are kind of staying home, but it's kind of just all over the place. I think the way that it's being portrayed in like the media is it's not that serious, so most people aren't taking it that seriously. They're not too worried about getting it, but they are like washing their hands, staying home, whatever.
It's interesting though, because here our order ends on the 30th of April. So for you guys to go and extend another month, and I don't know if that's at a country level or is at a state level, because I know even though your president is saying, hey, this is no big deal, that your governors are really standing up and kind of combating him and saying, no, this is a big deal, and we need to fight against it. So I don't know if is it a countrywide order, or is it just per region?
So the stay-at-home orders are all based on the states. So my state decided that we're going to stay home, and then other states, all governors are deciding. The president kind of left it up to them because he didn't want to like make a bad call or whatever. So it's up to the governors. I think all the states, though, for the most part, are saying this the same time. One state will make a decision, usually mine first, and then all the other states will start to decide. It's just it's an economic problem because the economy here is really bad. So the country can't afford to be like this.
How do you see this? What changes do you think are going to happen when this is over? In the sense that, I mean, clearly even here, businesses are going to fail. Businesses just aren't going to make it, and we're already seeing that. And we've already seen stores closing for good. We've seen people who are actually changing careers. So how do you see this when this is all said and done? How does this affect Brazil?
I think it's going to be really bad. Brazil has a really bad economy. It has a really high unemployment rate and has a really high crime, like specifically like violent robberies is like a really high risk in Brazil. So I think it's just going to get worse. There's definitely going to be problems with like people paying their rent, people paying their mortgages, like even for like my school, it's a private school, and we already have students who can't afford to pay because their parents aren't working. They can't pay their tuition, so it's gonna cause a lot of problems. I think they were kind of on the up a little bit, but it's gonna just get worse. The Hey is like lost so much value in the last like month, 2 months since the coronavirus. So it's gonna be
Is
really bad.
this is Brazil doing anything to help, any sort of stimulus or anything? Are they stepping up? And just like even the U.S. is giving $1,000 or $1,200 a person, and Canada and England and places like that are really stepping up. Is Brazil doing anything to help anyone out financially?
Um, Not that I know of. I don't think so. At this point, I haven't heard of anything from my Brazilian friends. Like I'm kind of like on the outside of the bubble because I'm an expat and I work for an American company. But yeah, I don't really know what they're gonna do. The taxes here are really high, but you just don't see that return in the public schools or the public buildings, and um, so I don't really know what's gonna happen if the government is going to decide to do anything. The president just wants everyone to go back to work. That's it.
And that's even just the same thing here. How are you guys set up medically for this? How are the hospitals handling it? How's the healthcare system handling it?
I don't know. I have not even been to the doctor here, but it's pretty good. I think that's why they closed down really early on. There was only like maybe 100 cases in Brazil when they closed in March 11th, and the purpose of that was to like do training with the hospitals and set up coronavirus hospitals in the cities. So I think it's probably good, but I don't know. I have no idea.
How's healthcare system work there? Does everybody have it? Do you only get it when you work? How does it work?
I think you only get it when you work. It's not that expensive though. Healthcare is really cheap in every other country than the U.S. Where I've lived, or travel, it's always been very inexpensive. Like $100 for an emergency room visit or something like this. Um, so I think it is expensive, and they have free clinics and things like that. So some people do have access, but there's always like that group of people who are like have mental health issues, are living on the street, that are not going to take themselves to the hospital. So
Yeah. Or like me, I have to wait till I'm like bleeding out of my eyes before I think about going to the doctor. So
I won't go because I don't speak Portuguese well enough. Like I hate going by myself to places like that when I can't communicate. So I'd be really sick before I'll go.
well, I mean, but if you walk in like your arm's broken, I don't think you have to tell them what's wrong. They're going to see like it bent, and you're going to go. They're going to know what to do. But I guess if you're internal bleeding or something, you got to
They
be.
gotta ask you questions still though, and you're like,
And what are you doing to get through this? Like personally, how are you keeping sane?
so one thing that I do that probably is like the highlight of my week is I have like parties with my friends. We do like quiz. I have like 3 groups that do quiz. So I have my Bahrain friends, my America friends, and my Brazil friends. So we meet on different nights. One person's the quiz master. We play trivia for like 2 hours and like drink and have a good time. So that keeps us like sane and interacting, walking my dogs, playing my puzzles. Not much you can
It's
do.
it's funny because I think this is going to set up a new precedent for people socializing. I think it's going to be, I've been doing virtual happy hours with friends and doing the trivia thing and playing a lot of games online with friends. And I think one of the thing is, we grew up in this thing where it's like, get out of the house, stop playing games. But now like, haha, mom and dad, guess what? That's what's going to keep me alive. And I have a feeling that this is going to be a big part of our lives from that. I don't think it fades away. I think even though I mean, God, we're all dying to go outside and be social again, and I'd do anything to be able to just sit on a patio and drink a beer right now with a bunch of friends. I think it's still going to be one of those things we don't recover from a long time, and that we kind of lean towards that a little more. One of those things we might say, why don't we just stay in tonight and play trivia with our friends? So, all right, well, this is really cool and really informative, and I hope you stay super safe down there. And I'll check in with you and make sure you're doing okay.
All right.
So, all right, thanks. Be safe. Bye.